Yes, what's going on now? Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned tonight, and this show I did because I have a lot of people that I know that are going through this situation, and many a times they don't know who to, ask the right questions to. They may, have a person here or there to give them advice, but it's not necessarily the right person. So I want to give some general advice to a common occurrence that happens in most of our lives, and that's how to purchase your first home. Again, tonight we're talking about how to purchase your first home, okay? I'll give just general advice. Of course, some things may be different between person to person, and but overall, I think it's going to be a very informative show. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother?
Man, what's happening, man?
We're another Thursday.
Yes, sir. Best day of the week.
Freeze warning coming tonight.
Really? Make sure I keep them pipes dripping.
Right.
Also, we'll say what's up to my other producer, Slick316. What's up, Reek?
Bill.
And also, we got a special in-studio guest, my baby boy, Will B. What up, Will? A little quick housekeeping note, Will. You're gonna better eat all that candy and make all that crackling noise the whole show.
That's right.
So, okay, so you need to be as discreet as possible, okay?
Right.
We would hate to kick you out of the studio at the beginning of the show. But yeah, no, I think we're gonna have an awesome show because again, it's a lot of time people go through that occurrence of purchasing their first home, and I love seeing people when they've done it. You see a lot of times on social media, people have a picture of the key, or with their agent was doing it, but a lot of times people are in situations, they're glad to get it over with, but they walk away not necessarily knowing truly if they got a good deal, they did everything the right way or not, but they just know what the end result is. And so hopefully, by looking at this show and by the end of the show, you have a better insight on some common things you need to make sure you're looking for in regards to that. Again, we're not going to be able to cover everything as far as especially from a mathematical standpoint, certain rates and certain cost prices, things like that, but more so the procedure and process to go about when you're looking at getting your first home, okay? Okay, again, I'm Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. This is the Dollar Hour. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel where we have over 400. Hell, I was just looking at it, it's 500 videos now.
Yes.
My brother been talking.
You been talking.
Running my damn mouth. That main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. We have tons of information covering business operations, business management, business finance. Got a grant playlist with over 150 grant opportunities on it. Regardless what platform that you are looking on right now, make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and take advantage of all the great information that we currently have on the channel and all the great information we have coming down the pipe, okay? Make sure you go to that YouTube channel, okay? Real quick, I want to let you guys know we've been stuck at, I think we're at 24,800 subscribed.
24.9.
Well, I'd be 24.9 now.
You're 24.9.
24.9. Look here. Let's go and get that 25,000, hit that milestone.
Right.
So me and Larry will be here popping scotch and stuff next week. Okay, listen.
For the year's out.
Man, I'm super excited. I appreciate all the love and support. But guys, if you have not subscribed again to the YouTube channel, you're looking at one of the other platforms, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and please spread the word about it. We've had tremendous growth over the past year and a half, 2 years, because you guys love and support. So, man, I really appreciate all the support you guys have given us, and hopefully we can continue, giving you great information to help you along your personal, individual, and business financial journey. Okay, but again, tonight we're talking about how to purchase your first home. Okay, this is one thing I want to talk about. One of the things I think people, when they look at home ownership, because you got tons of videos in regards to home ownership, people sometimes say, should I rent, should I buy, or whatever, and that's a very tough decision. A lot of times people come to, I mean, you see all the videos, people like fix or flip, who want to be investors, all that bull. But when you want to look at this is my personal home, I want to own this, I want to get a mortgage, get my deed, and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of, you got to shake them cobwebs off, and get that little courage for doing it, or just saying, hey, listen, I'm ready to make that move, and it's a very, very proud moment. no matter how young or how old you are, when you get to the opportunity to do it. Anytime you get the opportunity to do it, it's a great opportunity. Hey, real quick too, man. I want to say, because I just thought about what DeJuan did the other night. Shout out to my man Derica Glass. Me and Derica went to elementary and high school together, man. He's a real solid brother, man. Rest in peace to Tariq, man, and real cool dude. And like I said, man, we went all through high school, elementary and high school together. Real solid brother, man. I hate it happened. It actually scared the shit out of me, because anytime you start hearing about people your age passing, you're like, what the hell, you know?
Right.
Let me do about 5 more minutes on this treadmill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
and again, that's just, you know, pride of knowing what happened and everything like that. But it just scares you sometimes when you hear like, damn, man, look, you know, even as we get older, we just had this like a mortal sense of doing it, man. Rick's a good guy, man. He's a real good guy, real solid dude. I can't see him even have enemies. So it really affected a lot of people.
Oh,
you know, he's one of them kind of brothers, man. And
yeah, I heard all the posts I saw about him, everybody from the West Side, they just how good of a dude he was. So I didn't know him personally, but I can't say that, you know, having all those people post about you and having nothing but good things to say about you can be false, right?
Yeah.
So rest in peace.
Yeah, Rick's a solid dude, man. But rest in peace, man. With that. But yeah, man, that shook me, man. I just wanted to say that. Also, man, shout out to DeJuan, man, with that West Side story, man.
Right.
Man, good show, brother. Wow, man.
Right.
Yeah. Damn, he look like having damn Netflix series. That was a good show, man. I'm proud of, man. Good show, man. And big shout out to my whole Misfits Radio, Misfits TV family, man. Everybody doing a lot of good work and everything, so I'm proud of everybody.
We're trying to bring the podcast from our perspective with not as much mess, a little knowledge, you know, we have a little fun too, but we try to do things a little bit different, see what happens, you know. Yeah,
man. No, man. That was a good show, man. Good opening show, man. I look forward to seeing more of it later on down the road and stuff. But again, man, tonight we're going to talk about how to do your first home purchase, okay? Because a lot of people, you know, again, when you decide to make that move, you know, you talk to people a lot of times. But here's the funky part about that, right? Is that a lot of times when you talk to people don't have the foresight to understand, because you really going to give out, you just going to pretty much, for the most part, say, I'm looking to buy a house. But you really don't tell people your whole situation. And so people give you holistic, or not holistic, specific advice to what they did.
Right.
You know, and everything of their situation. And what happens a lot of times, it's just like when somebody buy a car or whatever, you know, it might be some screwy parts of the deal. They're never going to tell you that part. Yeah, I just got it for this. It was a good deal. They'll tell you all the pros. They're going to tell you.
The cons.
The cons and the bad stuff they did. Because, excuse me, you didn't have that much put down. Your credit wasn't this, that, and that. They had to make some adjustments here and there with doing it. But what I want to do is just, again, give people insight in regards to, you know, things you be looking at doing from a step-by-step process with, you know, doing your first home purchase. Okay, so number one, when you sit there and say, well, listen, I want to go across that, you know, go down that road. I want to do, you know, buy my own house. The first thing I tell people to do, this is the first thing, listen, this is what Mr. Short Dollar does. Okay, this is what I did from the first one, and over the years with different things, different purchases and refinances I've done. This is pretty much my process to do, right, with doing it. Sometimes when you start looking at things from an investment property standpoint, that's different because you put in other factors. We're just talking about your first home purchase. And even if you're looking at doing a refinance or doing another home purchase, hopefully, you know, we can give you some advice and insight, things to do with that. But the first thing I tell people is go.
I'm sorry. Line Lady Love says that she is purchasing her first home. She's purchasing. She said she didn't want to say anything, but she's in the process right now of purchasing again in 3 years. Thanks for the new topic.
Okay, cool. Well, congratulations.
Is that what you talking about, Line Lady Love? Because she was like, I thought I saw a comment I thought I saw something in the comment section, so I want to make sure we're not ignoring you. We just, you know, as a matter of fact, little house cleaning. Instagram is 10 to 15 seconds. slower when you write the comments than what we see. So we may be on a whole nother topic by the time you get to the comments typed up. So we're not ignoring you. We may have not seen it or been on. We have me on another topic. So just okay. Go ahead, Pooch.
No, we'll get to it. I think it froze, Larry. I think it froze. Now you hopped in now. Okay. No, I don't see me moving there. Okay. But yeah, now, congratulations on that with your home purchase and stuff. And hopefully it'll give you some extra insight, depending on where you're at in the process. But the first thing I tell people to do is a pre-approval process. And what I mean by that is, have the discussion with a broker or a banker. Let them know your situation. You're thinking about purchasing a home. Hey, listen, this is what I want to do. Majority of them are going to want to do what? Run your credit. But just go talk to a banker, a broker, and just say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. They get that basic information. And here's the thing about it. Make sure this is something you want to do, because when you got people start running your credit, you know how they can have some kind of impact when they start running those inquiries on you. I recommend, if you already have a relationship with a bank, use your bank. If not, you can go meet with a broker. And a mortgage broker, is pretty much just the same thing as like going to the bank, but they just have a bigger pool. They might have a bigger pool of products, of different loan products that maybe your traditional banker have. Their price may be a little bit, maybe a point or two higher than if you're dealing with a bank, because remember what banks are regulated. But again, if it's usually like a little smoother, they have maybe a little bit more accommodating than a bank would be. Doesn't mean they're better, but again, it's just they have a wider selection of products if you go to actual mortgage broker as opposed to go to a bank. Okay. But had a conversation with all of them. Go through the pre-approval process. Let them know what's going on. They may say, hey, listen, you're good. You're approved for this. Or they may say, hey, listen, we can't do anything right now because your credit score is this, your debt to income, which is the amount of debt you have divided by your monthly income. And they're looking at that certain percentage to see, okay, can this person be able to pay the mortgage in relation to the debt payments they're already paying, and with the income they have coming in.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, and I think Line Lady Love had this question too. So do you think we should have the money up first before we even start looking at the house, so we have our money first?
I definitely think so.
Because I didn't see it in the itinerary, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't asking the question that you was going to answer later on. Yeah. So we should have our money first and then go look for the house, because we already know what we got.
That's definitely my recommendation.
Okay.
Only way you don't do that, if you know without a shadow of a doubt that you have a credit established, you can just walk anywhere, you just can get approved for whatever you want.
Okay.
But you not knowing, you assuming, hell no, you find out how much money you can deal with first.
Okay.
Because the worst thing you want to do, is walk around, fall in love, and find out you can't get it.
It's nothing like finding a $200,000 house and like, yeah, this is the one. And they be like, well, we only could give you $99,000. So yeah, and it happens all the time. Okay.
It happens all the time. And listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you this. This is the same process I do when I buy cars. I go get pre-approved first. And listen, I understand. You may be not putting the car situation may be a little different, because it may be easier for you to just, you may not have that option to go get pre-approved. You rather just say, Lord, let me go to the dealership and do it. But I will say this: the dealer is always going to try to beat. If you go in pre-approved with going to a dealer, they're going to beat the rate you came in there with. So that's another show. We'll
talk about that later.
That's the next short dollar show. but with that said, go get pre-approved, had a conversation, and when they run your numbers, to see what you qualify for, find out. They say, hey, listen, you might need to come back and do A, B, C, D, F, and G. And again, you can talk to more than one person, right? One may deny you, another person may say, hey, we'll give you something. But then from that point, we say sign the contract first is not a good thing. You're not signing the contract; they just seeing what you're pre-approved for. That's the thing about it. We want to see what we're dealing with, because at the end of the day, probably not, it's not the wisest thing to do to go looking for something you don't know if you can get it or not. So when the pre-approval process, they're going to tell you what you're approved for up to $250,000, up to $350,000. You don't have to make a purchase for that dollar amount, but you know what you're working with.
Okay.
Now again, once they do, and this is pre-approval, so again, they're not necessarily going to go in depth when we start looking at more of some of the whole loan process where we're doing it. in regards to verifying things as far as income, things like that. They're getting your basic information, running your credit, taking mostly, I would say, your word with things. So it behooves you to tell the truth, because at the end of the day, it's going to have to get documented and proved anyway, right? So with that said, what do you mean with a builder? No, I'm just saying, period.
She said what I meant was with the builder. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, I will say, just try to go through the pre-approval process first. And then from that point, we know, okay, this is where we can start. We have up to this amount. Just because you got approval of the $350,000, that doesn't mean you have to get a $350,000 loan. You can get your $100,000 house. You can get a $200,000 house. But you know the max you can get.
Okay.
And you can talk to more than one lender or more than one broker. You're not stuck with that. But find out where you're at, you know, with everything. It may be situations where, you know, it may be a drastic difference from lender to lender. Usually it's not. It could be differences, but not usually big. One will offer you, you know, $50,000, and another will offer you $200,000. That usually doesn't happen. But it may be one is offering you 100, one is offering you 150. You know, something like that. So it may be somewhere in that, and even that 150 maybe that 50,000 may be stretching it. But again, you at least got you some kind of starting point, and you also got some kind of cap where you know we're doing that. And then from that point, now we can start making moves, because we know what we got to work with. That's the most important thing. And then from that point, you know, you can look around and start looking like, okay, now this is what the max I can do in regards to how much I can work with doing certain things, you know, because you can do a plug and play with a lot of mortgage calculators to find out exactly what your monthly payments are and everything like that once you start going through the process, right? So listen, we went, talked to a bank or talked to a broker, did the initial application with that, they ran our stuff. This is what you're pre-approved for. We got that. The next part, we start talking about how to purchase your first home. Now we start looking for an agent. The thing you got to ask yourself too when you start looking for an agent. Now again, some people may get an agent first and we'll do with it. This is the way I would do it. I'm not saying anything wrong as far as getting an agent first, but at the end of the day, you got an agent without the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Right.
I'm going to say this. An agent going to be just like you. They working on commission, right? So, at the end of the day, the agent only got 4 Saturdays in a month, 4 Sundays in a month, right? So many days in a week, right? So when they're spending time with you, riding around showing houses, they need to know that you got access to some money.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you might well do what first? Find out what you got.
Right.
Because they're going to vet you just like you vetting them. You know? That's an amateur agent that's going to drive around and don't even know if you got any money. Right? That's somebody, you know, but somebody seasoned, which is what you want. Now, I understand it's your friend, it's your husband, they just got that. I get it. But just from a common sense standpoint, who's going to take you around without knowing what you can do?
Right.
Makes sense.
Right. It makes sense.
You know, they may see some emails and put you on a email list. You know, because I get that. You know, for agents sending things in and to you, you know, these prospective homes. We're doing it, but again, you want to make sure when we start looking at hiring an agent, or if you want to, you know, other part, do it yourself. You have your Red Doors, your Zillows, and stuff like that now. But you got to be realistic about your experience to know what you know and what you don't know, and how comfortable you are with doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, with the agent though, I only ran into this problem when Rika was trying to buy her house. She was finding all the houses, and it seemed like she was finding the house and telling the agent what house she wanted to see, and that house could be on the market for 6 months, and then all of a sudden they got 20 bids on it after she done told the agent. So we was like, is this agent giving her houses up to other people to, you know, so to bid on? Because it was just awful strange that the house would be on the market for a year. Then all of a sudden when she said, well, I want to go look at this house, it's 20 bids on it or 10 bids on it. It was just weird like that. And it was on every house she gave the agent to look at. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that sometimes people deal with their family members, because they feel like the agents be shady a little bit. I'm not saying they are, but that was the experience I had. I mean, like every house Rika looked for and saw and told him about, seemed like there was always nothing going on with the house Because we go look at it first, and then after we tell the agent, it was 15 bids on it.
Well, that's possible, but the flip side of it is you got the same situation with a family member that's agent. So the thing of it is you gotta be realistic. We got people we love, we got people we care about, but it's when we start talking about making any kind of major dollar purchase, you want to make sure folks got some kind of experience. You're real talk, because at the end of the day, a person can be out there dog pulling out stuff for you, but at the end, if they're not able to give you sound advice on the process of things like that, you know, you can be steered in the wrong way. I understand that aspect, like, hey, listen, I'm doing all the work, what I need you for, I get it. And then sometimes, that's why I think you had a lot of people that have went, you know, over the past couple of years to using the Red Door, the even Zillow and stuff like that. I just find that, you know, we're doing it. The flip side of it is, there are some things in the negotiating part, especially when we start talking about negotiating, leveraging things out, that you just ain't savvy with. We're doing it. You know, that's the thing about it. It's just like, pretty much anybody can do anything, right? It means you can sit down and we can probably get some manuals, we can actually put a damn motor in the car, but this is shit we're gonna miss because, again, we don't have experience as we're doing it, unless we grew up doing it, right? So, but again, that's a you thing in regards to what you want to do, you know. But here's you got to be okay with your decision, but don't make a decision real off cost. What I mean by cost, sometimes people get caught up. Well, they got a commission, they got to get paid. Yeah, everybody got to get paid. But I wouldn't be damn so worried about, because now again, as a buyer, you really don't have no costs except probably inspection. The seller's gonna pick up most of the costs in the process. But on the flip side of it is, when we start looking at it, it's like, look, man, at the end of the day, do you trust yourself with missing something? And you say, well, look, the agent may miss it, but that's the whole point. We talking about vetting. You want to do some kind of vetting. We can't be so stuck on wanting the house so bad that we miss out on certain things. You know what I'm saying? What you about to say, Lane?
Line Lady Love says there used to be a time when you put a contract on the house, it takes it off the market, but that doesn't happen anymore. Is that what you experienced?
No, if the contract, it should be off. It should be saying it's on the contract, because especially if you don't put some kind of earnest money up.
Oh, okay.
You don't put some kind of earnest money up, they can't. You know, they I don't think legally they can do that.
Oh, okay.
Now, especially if my money down, you know, because now we got so much time before we can start the whole process of doing it. That's typically like that. I don't think you can do that then, because I got money down.
Okay.
We're doing it. Should be listed in that, hey, listen, it's under contract. But I can't see, well, if I got my money on there, we're doing it. But you know, you just got I don't know if it's 5 days, 10 days, or whatever from that point to get it. We got to get the process started. But I don't know about that. You know, we're doing it. But you know, bidding on that, that's a little different in regards to doing it. But once it's on the contract, it's on the contract. We're doing it. But you know, that process from that point is, you got so long to do it. But that's the whole thing about. Again, we start talking about, you have an agent, somebody versed enough to be able to explain to you, hey, listen, if you put this down, this is where we at. If you don't do this, we wait too long for this, what we doing? You know, just have them kind of conversations, because again, just like you vetting them, they vetting you too.
So the agent can talk about certain things and maybe getting a little bit off the price. It's like, I'm just throwing out something, you know, see a little rust somewhere. You know how they, you know, that right there may need to be replaced. Water heater may need to be replaced. We may need to get a $500-$600. You know, I'm just throwing out a price, but you know how to work it to where. So you think an agent is better because they may know how to work out certain deals as far as the house is concerned, to where the price may be better for you.
Well, I'm a big proponent of let agents talk, let accountants talk, let lawyers talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I'm just a big proponent. That don't mean I'm right with that, but I'm just let the people that do it. Let them negotiate, so they can have a conversation, because they're speaking the same language. You know, because if you don't speak that language, you know, a lot of times people talk over your damn head and you wouldn't damn know it.
Right.
Like, okay, man, it was a good deal. Man, I remember, I ain't gonna say who it is, a family member, they don't went to the buy here, pay here a lot, came in my house with a chest poked out. Man, I got a real good deal.
Right.
And they were telling me the terms. I said, man, that's an effed up deal, man.
Right.
What you mean? Well, the man told me I could do this, that, and come back in 6 months. I said, man, they tell everybody that bullshit.
Right.
You know? And a lot of times people deal with folks because, again, they figure like, I don't want to deal with the cost. I can do this myself. We all feel like this. Me too. That when we have some kind of success in life, and I'm just saying in general, that we smarter than what we are. And again, like, you know, sometimes you want to let the people that do that. But the key thing is, it's not just getting an agent because they're a damn agent. It's getting somebody that you feel, okay, cool, I'm confident they know what they're doing. That's why I say the whole thing is that sometimes with family members, we let trust, because I trust you, don't make you more competent. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, what you said. Just because you're comfortable doesn't necessarily mean that person knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Comfortable. You being comfortable with a person should be confusing with competency.
Okay.
Just because I'm cool with you and I trust you, don't mean you know what the hell you're doing.
Okay.
You feel me?
I got you.
And you got to make sure, and let me tell you something, man. I remember, man. Matter of fact, my house I'm at, about 18, 19 years. But I remember a buddy of mine. She was his girlfriend and his wife now. She had just got an agent. Same thing what you saying, what Reed was doing. We were looking for the houses, and then she said she told us, well, just look around, and if y'all see something, give me a call. Well, hell, if we doing that, I don't know what the hell we need you for.
To get in?
Exactly. So what I did was we found a whole another agent. Man, solid sister. He was able to, give us ins and outs, things we weren't looking for, we're doing it. My buddy, they were actually one of our tax clients for at least 4 years. They got sour, never came back to us.
Oh, wow.
Never came back to us. That's over 15 years ago. And but at the end of the day, I'm glad I did what I did because she wasn't experienced enough to help me with what I did, what I was trying to do. Doing it. She clearly wasn't, man. She wasn't trying to, you telling me to go do it and I call you. What the hell?
What I need you for?
Yeah, exactly.
To turn the key.
Exactly.
That was it.
So
that's what Rika was doing.
Well, see, here's the thing. I trusted them.
Okay.
But she definitely wasn't competent enough. Do I think she would have did anything to get over on me? I didn't feel that. But clearly, she would have made some. I'm saying she would have, but it was possible she could have made mistakes because she wasn't competent enough. And that's what happened a lot of times we deal with family members and friends. Now, if you got somebody, a family member, friends you close that you can vet, because I ain't tripping. When I first started my business, we probably went about 6, 7 years before we did a lot of family members.
Okay.
People might be looking from the sideline, might not necessarily want us to know their business and stuff like that.
Right.
I get it. Didn't take it personal or anything like that. But that's the kind of thing a lot of times people may do. Maybe kind of look at you from the sideline because this is something major.
Right.
We ain't talking no damn gift basket or, you know what I'm saying?
No Valentine's Day baskets in there. This is straight business.
Yeah, exactly.
Get me in jail if we don't do this right.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Or have my ass homeless,
Right.
And so I never took it personal. But you really need to make sure you spend a lot of time with doing it. Now, if you say, look, I want to do it myself, you understand, like, look, if you feel like you got an aptitude and you're competent enough to do it, great. But, listen to what I'm saying again. Make sure you can, because, this is not going out there buying the wrong damn bucket of paint. This is a 15, 20, 30, 40-year commitment that you could be like, man, I ain't know they were going to have this. I ain't know they had a damn retention pool, a retention pond, 300 feet from my house. Now I got snakes all in my dang yard. I hear the jet screaming all over my head. I remember one time when I was looking for a house, I'm just thinking about this was over 20 years ago. It was one of those power lines. And I knew they were saying it was in the next door neighbor's yard.
Okay.
Big old damn power line. But like the agent was telling us, she said, no, man, you might be at risk of cancer or something like that. May not have been, but just somebody just to mention it to us. We look, because the house was like, I love the house.
Right.
Looking at it, but even though it was inside the next door neighbor's yard, I think they give people now, when that stuff in your property, those power companies will pay you a rental fee to run it in your yard and stuff like that. But it still was just right there, super close proximity of my, potentially my home. But just have somebody tell you, no, man, don't do that because of that. I need to hear that, because I damn sure wasn't thinking that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of thing, you know what you know. And sometimes we may want to get some more experience, set of eyes, ears, and brain to look over stuff with us. Okay?
It's not buffering on this end, y'all. I don't know what y'all talking about. I have my phone up. There's no buffering going on. I'm sorry. I don't know what to fix because there's not buffering.
I think it's moving at regular speed now.
Okay.
It was a little bit on TV or
buffering a little bit?
Yeah, but it's good.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now. Well, it's fixed now. Hopefully it'll stay that way. I apologize. Okay, keep going.
Cool. But and once you get through the whole part where you decide on the agent and decide what kind of process you go, now you can kind of look at your preferences. Again, tonight we're talking about how to purchase your first home. We done went through the whole first step of the pre-approval process to see how much you can get. Now we're at that whole point of saying, okay, then you decide on your agent, or if you're going to do it yourself. The next thing we kind of say, like, look, now we kind of hammering out preferences. When I say preferences, we're talking about, location, what area you're thinking about. You may have 2 or 3 different places you're thinking about, the style of the house, maybe ranch, 2-story, what size yard, brick, all that kind of stuff, pool, basement, all that kind of stuff. We start hammering that stuff out, and most importantly, price. We start getting all that kind of stuff together, because here's the deal. When you start thinking about that, that's where we start, in correlation to what we bring to the table in regards to max funding. Now we can start putting stuff, together. Then you can get that information to your agent, or if you're doing it yourself, you can start your searches and stuff. I know if I'm going to this county, this city, this school district, I want it on this area of town. All that kind of stuff can be set up. So now you can start looking at it, 4-sided bricks, basement, things like that. And then from that point, we can look at we're doing it. That's one of the other pros. I say again, sometimes we're using an agent. They have that whole MLS system, and again, some things may be listed, some things, they can do a better job. A lot now, again, we're talking about experience. We're talking about somebody just regular with doing it. Okay. Because again, you can do just regular, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you have somebody that can go through it and scout through it, they can help you out with that information. And so now you start saying, okay, now I got 10 options I can look at. These houses are none of them under contract. I can start looking at them. You and your agent may ride. You may ride by. They go over there with you. You can start looking at it, right? So now we done kind of got that preference together. What I'm looking for, what I'm trying to have established, and now we starting put everything in fruition. With everything we're doing that we trying to. But
you can't call me right now. My phone at the top. How? I go ahead.
That's one of the things when we started to put everything together. When we started looking at, okay, what's feasible, what isn't feasible, and in this part of it, when we started doing it, I think this is probably where a lot of times with the rubber meeting the road, where we're saying, okay, now we can hammer out what's possible, what's not possible. Because I remember when I was looking at with my crib, I wanted a 4-sided brick with a basement and a big yard. I could only find my house is front-sided brick, big yard, no basement.
Okay.
So that just kind of just putting that out, because what you want, you got what you want, then you got what reality and what's available. And once you start kind of going through that, that's when you can start kind of meshing it out. You can sit there and wait. Well, look, if I can't find what I'm looking for, I just wait. You got that option. Right. But again, you got what you want, and you got what's available. But from that point, that's where you can start going through that whole process of seeing what's available to you. The next step, once we done went through the preferences, is the math part. Guys, this is the part I think people really skip, and they wait for everybody else to kind of lay everything down. I'm a very big a proponent of making sure that people are as proactive as possible. We're at a point right now, and from a data informational standpoint, you can find out every damn thing you want just like that.
Real.
You have a gazillion online mortgage calculators that can pinpoint everything for you. And you could be, if not spot on what the mortgage company is going to bring back to you, you right there in the damn neighborhood. Because you can call and get quotes. You can call and get quotes in regards to how much you'll be able to get with insurance quotes. You can look at property tax information for that particular house passed. You can put in different rates. You know what a rate, if a lender give you a pre-approval, they can say locked in at this rate, between here and here. You can go at the max one and say, hey, listen, this is probably the highest I can get. And that way you have worst case scenarios. And you can find out HOA, all this stuff, a lot of stuff is perfect, public information to you. You can find that out, plug and play with any online mortgage calculator, and get what you can, and see, okay, this is what I can afford.
Okay.
A lot of times, people don't want to do that. Because what we say all the time, once I know I'm accountable for it, you ain't got to wait for nobody. You ain't got to wait for nobody to tell you what you got to make your monthly payment. So if I'm sitting here saying, like, look, if I'm getting a $250,000 loan on that house, all right, I can go in the property tax records. Okay, I know the property tax on the house is $2,500. I can look and see, potential. I call the insurance company, get a potential quote for the insurance to be. I can plug everything in. Everything's right there, plug and play. Put the rate in, put that in on a 20, 30, 40-year mortgage. All this data is in front of me now.
Okay.
I don't have to wait on anybody. And guys, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, do not put yourself in a situation where you're waiting on everybody. You can make things move a whole lot faster with that. Hell, you can even do this step before you even get the agent, because you already know right then and there what you can and can't afford, right? So now we're sitting there looking, like I said, the math is so important.
Very.
So important.
Very.
Because once you, the thing we don't want to get back into again, we start talking about, because the mortgage company gave you this, you found something that you could afford for that house amount in regards to the what you was approved for from the agent, and then you get that monthly payment, and you like, sheesh, you know what I'm saying? Why put yourself in that situation? Now, what I will get is tidbit, and this is one of my mentors told me, and I thought it was pretty good information, right? He said to me, because I was so stuck on what I could afford right then and there. His whole thing was, and I thought it was pretty sound advice, don't be so afraid to be a little uncomfortable them first 5 years with your note. He ain't saying like go broke with it, but don't be so opposed to being a little uncomfortable, because as you're progressing in life, that mortgage that you got today, 5 years from now may not be that difficult.
Okay.
Or maybe a little easier, because you're progressing, right? Now, I ain't saying you still can afford it, but it might be a little tighter. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You might can't take out every weekend. You might just take out once or twice about a year or so.
Right.
But she got her house.
Right. Okay. The lady Lionel say you can have a better relationship with your loan officer and your loan processor. Is that possible to get a relationship with them too?
I mean, at the end of the day, the loan processor, you can talk to him. The loan officer, keep this in mind. That's a good question. They don't get paid unless the sale is made.
Okay.
They don't get paid unless the sale is made, because the loan officer, if the processor is getting everything together, the loan officer, and they're gonna send it to the person that you probably had the least relationship with, and that's the underwriter.
Okay.
The underwriter gonna vet everything, make sure that DTI, all the stuff. They're gonna look at the math. They're gonna make sure all the documents, supporting docs, and everything together. So even though you might have a loan, the relationships you may have, they may do a little more hustling and bustling. But at the end of the day, if they don't have a solid relationship with an underwriter, it ain't gonna make no difference anyway.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because the underwriter is, and the underwriter may be outsourced. At the end of the day,
right?
Because they still gonna look at the docs and everything with doing it. I'm not a big proponent of just thinking, okay, these people gonna help you. These people, they working just like you working, and they get a commission. They not giving you they damn money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the thing about it. A lot of times they get caught up, well, I'm trying to help you. You ain't helping me, because if it don't go through, your ass ain't getting paid either.
Right.
I ain't gonna get my damn house, and you ain't getting no damn money. Okay?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just more a big proponent. Just have your stuff together. So if you go to this person, that person, look, we ain't even got to talk. We ain't even got to talk. When we make rush moves, we get what? Rush results.
Right.
That we missed this, we missed that. Damn, I ain't know I could have got a rate cheaper. Man, I ain't know I could have had this. I ain't know I could have had that. That's why I said take your time. That's why I want to have the show, so we can have these conversations in regards to that. Because so many times that stuff get missed or probably uninformed with certain things, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like even you deal with the actual broker, the lender, they can, just like, it's like you going to the car dealership.
Right.
They got like, they doing you so much. Your ass don't have that much pull. You really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You got to the dealership, man, I'm trying to work this for you. Your ass, you have nothing to do with this. You have nothing to do with it.
It's up to the bank now.
Yeah, it's up to, yeah. I need to go in there and probably finesse the damn loan. Yeah. But they ain't gonna do that with that. You dig what I'm saying?
Right,
and even when they start going to the loan officer, again, it's still gonna go to someone else. And really, Then underwriter is the one that's going to just
say yes or no.
Yes or no.
Right.
You know, and a lot of times that's not somebody's in-house. That's not somebody in-house, you know. So they actually dealing with, you know, they contracted out underwriting companies. So again, they may have like, cool, man, I know Scott over there, man, and you know, bro, look, can you know, what do you know, they may can say, well, look, Scott, what do you need to see? What do you need to see for this to, you know, as far as that? But typically, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't necessarily know if it'll make things better for you if you got a relationship with them, you know. You know, don't forget to mention that all you have to do is have a 640 and up person. Well, that just depends. As far as the 640 and up, as far as the numbers, I'm gonna say this: it can vary from lender to lender. Because that's why I go back to saying again that, you know, we start mentioning credit scores, collateral, things you may have. The lower the score, maybe possibly the higher the rate. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying, like, that's why we want to make sure that we try to be as savvy as possible by the process. When we start looking at, well, hey, this is all you need, you know, sometimes I can get you in something, but it still mathematically may not be talking about, you know, how much it is, you know, how much it's going to give you, you know, because the rate ain't standard, everything in correlation, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, when you let's say you got a 750 or above credit score, that's when you start talking about everything under 3%. You know, real talk. You know, you ain't going to 800 score your ass negotiating that market. No, real talk. I mean, that's still talking about if the income and all that stuff is just like the DTI is fine and stuff like that. That's it. You know, I mean, I can honestly say, man, I done did a lot of, the 0% financing and all this 1% financing and stuff like that because of that. But if you got marginal credit or this, that, and that, well, they say, okay, we can get you in. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a favorable situation. I'm not saying it ain't, but it's just something to keep in mind. You know, because I give you something don't necessarily mean it's the best thing to do, right? That's the thing we're doing there, right? That's just something to kind of keep in mind. But also, I do want to say again that we got to be very careful what work for you and not work for the next person. You know, that's the kind of thing a lot of times we want to sit here and go over. That's why I don't want to get into, hey man, this is the way you can do it because.
Then I go out and try to buy my house, and I got 8% rate, and I'm gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
The landlord say hers was 2.87%.
If you got 2 point,
I bet your credit score was higher than 640 though.
But I can't see nobody getting on 2.87 right now.
I bet your credit score was higher than 640.
Well, no. It's possible to get it, but right now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I definitely doubt you can get 2 point anything right. Anything under 5 right now, and that's stretching it. That's stretching. I mean, cause the rate's going up. Yeah, that's lowered it down. Prime.
Yeah, prime is 5.
How the hell you get 2? Okay, well,
maybe that's for the rate.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, right now, we're doing. That's why I say, like, with that, that's why I say, we know what prime is. So you got to be higher than prime. 2019. That's probably right then. Like I said again.
That's probably right.
But 2.8 now. Prime 5%.
Okay.
So prime was handed out by the Fed. So your rate gonna be higher than that anyway.
Okay.
So that's just again, that's why I want everybody to kind of be savvy enough to understand the pros and cons with that. And that's why you had a conversation with the lender or with the broker. They kind of like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. This is what what prime is right now. It's gonna be a little more than that, depending on what the situation you're coming to the table with. This will make the difference. But we know. Hey, listen, I want folks to understand you have to have that open mind. What work for your brother may not work for you, right? So when we start doing, like I said, that math thing, I really, really want y'all to make sure that y'all take advantage of all the information that's accessible to you right now in regards to, those mortgage calculators and things like that.
The world is flat.
Man, come on now. do not wait for folk to call you and try to tell you shit.
Right.
Like, yeah, man, do this, and we just checked it out. Because at the end of the day, they may lie to you. Hey, we can only come back. I remember me and my ex-wife when she was getting a call. What about 3 years ago? Before we got divorced, and I remember the guy came. The agent came back. Well, look, I can give you this, and it was like, I think the car note was like $470. And my nerd ass, I done came in on my finance calculator.
Right.
I said, where you get that from? Well, this is what they gave me. I said, man, listen, I don't want to talk to you no damn more.
Right.
Look. This is what I do. Let me talk to them, because this shit you bring me on the damn napkin, This ain't gonna work. And so that's the thing I want folks to understand. Like, listen, take advantage of what's out there. What you about to say, Larry?
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
And those things are everywhere. So make sure you try to get that math piece. Once we got the math, you're fine. You sat down and take some time. And listen, guys, do not let nobody rush you because they say, hey, you need to move on this because it's what's going on. When your home is closed and everything's over, you're stuck with it 15, 20, 30, 40 years. Everyone else keeps it moving. They got a commission, they gone. Don't you let nobody rush you to do some shit you're not comfortable with. Because it's not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't. Damn them. That, you like that house. You like that house. You love that house. But you fall in love with another one. Just like you done did with all your boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She fine. She fine us. She the fine ass. Hell. Ain't the first or the last time you gonna find another one, okay? So don't get so caught up in it. Don't rush.
Take your time, cause
there you go.
You've been in this apartment this long. A little bit long ain't gonna hurt you, right?
Ain't gonna kill a damn thing.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Especially when you're making a purchase so big.
Hey, rush move, bring rush results. That's all.
Right.
That's all. I didn't know. I didn't have nobody to tell me. Nobody give a damn about that. You know that nobody don't care what that. Especially when we start talking about this kind of investment. Okay, so don't let nobody rush you. So again, now we start saying, okay, look, we done the math. I'm comfortable with the numbers and stuff like that. They came back. Now we start making some offers. We can make some offers, right? We can make the offer to do it. Look, do not be afraid to lowball. Don't be damn afraid to lowball. They can only say one thing: yay or nay.
Right.
That's all they can say: yay or nay.
Lady Langdale said, "Can you walk away from it? You can't walk away from it, can you?
Can't walk away from what?
The deal, I guess you're trying to make with the house.
You got what is it? I know the state of Georgia. What is it like? You got 7 days.
Oh, okay.
7 days. You ain't comfortable with the whole thing. You can walk away.
Okay.
It's a 7-day window from the moment of closing.
But after that 7th day.
That's it. Okay. That's it. So you got 7 days to do it.
Okay.
To walk away. You know what I'm saying? Well, they said he's kind of low. What is low? Who's he?
You.
Kind of low.
Yeah, talking that mic a little bit, I guess.
Oh, shit, I'm running.
How about this?
Me. That better.
That's better.
But that's one thing I want people to understand. Like you have to make sure that you comfortable with it. Hell, lowball them. They want 150 for the house. Hey, 135, 140. They come back with a counter. They may say, hell no, they may come with a counter, right? Now, if it's a new home or if it's in an area that's gaining a lot of traction, it probably won't work. Depending on how long it is, how long the process it went, that may vary, with doing it. But don't be afraid to just, hey, let me just throw it out there, right? Don't be afraid to feel like, okay, like I'm insulting them. Okay. They trying to sell their house.
Right.
They trying to sell that. And just so you know, the other side of it is I'm always going to ask for more than I think I can get as a seller.
Right.
I say again, the seller's going to ask for more than they think they can get. So if I believe that a house can sell for $150,000, I'm going to sell my house for what? Listed for $175. Right?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That way, you feel like you talked me down, you got over, and then you come at me right there where I think I'm at. Right? So you understand that aspect of it. Nobody's going to ask for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like you got a car. I'm selling my car for $5,000, right? I know it's worth $45,000. You feel like, okay, you went back and forth. Man, I'm going to give you $4,300. I know, or $45,000, or whatever. Man, you just feel like you don't want a Superman. Dude wanted $5,000. I talked his ass down or whatever like that. I knew what the hell it was worth lower than that anyway. I just wanted, we right there, everybody won. You got what you wanted, I got what I wanted. Keep it moving.
Yeah, everybody happy.
There you go. And that happens all the time, man. That happens all the time. But can you mention, I put down $500 earnest money, go higher.
How much earnest money would you put down? Just in general, if Mr. Short Dollar was buying a house, how much earnest money would he put down?
It just varies. I couldn't say how much it would be. It just varies on what the deal is, or how much you want, or what just say they even require, or what they require to do that. It just varies.
Okay.
I can't, we're doing it. Because at the end of the day, we got to be realistic, too. I'm saying lowball, but on the flip side of it is, too, we start talking about entering in the contract. Because at the end, if you're going to sit here and tell me, that listen, okay, already you're coming in lower than what I asked for, and you start talking about some stupid stuff, look, I ain't even going to talk to you.
Right.
It's just like, How many of us have sold a car before somebody tried to negotiate with you without no damn money? They pull up your yard, hey man, you selling that car? And they start want to, throw out prices. Well, look, bro, when you want to get it? Well, I probably better get it. I'm looking probably buy it for the next month or so. Hey, get the hell out of my yard. You come see me when you got some damn money. You ain't finna negotiate, you ain't got no damn money.
That's the key.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So we gotta be mindful too. Like, okay, cool, because the earnest money. I mean, I'm putting the earnest money down because I'm looking. I'm finna make this move on this house too, right? So again, it's not necessarily you gotta get, put 30-40% down on it and everything like that too. But I wouldn't get caught into. To me, that'd be kind of like weeds. We're doing if I'm finna make a move on it. If you don't agree on the price, and we cool on it and everything, I done threw this number out. You cool, and I put a number there. But I think both parties will be on the side of logic.
Right.
With doing it, it ain't gonna be I don't think. I think I can't see nobody throwing in like thousands of dollars to see and do. We know that it's a fair number. We can go from there.
Okay.
Because right at that point, we looking to move. We looking to move. With doing it. What you about to ask me later?
I'm about to ask you another question that's moving on from the loan process. When you buy a house, do you think you should put? This is just my question. This is just a question I want to ask, because some people do it, some people don't. And I want to know, if you was buying it, would you put the insurance and the taxes in your mortgage rate, like your mortgage payment?
I normally do, but again, it just depends on if you don't want to have it in there. From that point, you just got to sit there and say, am I going to be disciplined enough to escrow it myself? I think 80% of the world is not disciplined. So at the end of the day, are you going to be savvy enough to be, rolling $200-300 to the side each month to put in the escrow account to do that? Are you going to have that money available to do it? If you're not going to be able to do it, don't go down that trick.
Yeah, because the mortgage should be lower if you don't. The mortgage would be lower. But I just thought it was a smart move when Rika did it, because I hadn't thought of it. But when she did it, I was like, that's because you don't have to think about it. I mean, it goes up and down depending on the taxes and stuff like that, and the insurance is gonna go up. But on the all in all, it's something you don't have to worry about because you're already paying for it.
Yeah, but
I just wanted to know what your opinion was on that.
I do it, but see, the thing of it is, if you know that you're gonna be on top of it, it's not a problem. But if you know you're not wanting people to do that, because it's not a right or wrong. It's a question for you, because if you know you're gonna have the money, or if you either gonna have it at one time to pay it, or you can allocate it, fine. But if you know you ain't gonna be able to do that, and I think majority of people not disciplined do that. We see that with how we do, we have to work. Things that we don't have, things we supposed to do, the things we have to do, we handle them different. The things we supposed to do, we'll get to it when we get to it. That's when we have problems. So I think it's more of you need to assess yourself before you say, okay, look, I have some kind of escrow account. We're doing that or not. Because you're not the type of person to do that. I wouldn't go down that road.
Okay.
There ain't nowhere in the hell I do that. Nowhere in the hell.
I just wanted to ask.
That's a good question.
It's just a general question.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, later, let's say every 2 years the taxes, insurance change. No, it can change every year. It can change every year. And what happens a lot of times, we're talking about an escrow amount. What happens is, when you close, they're looking at if you're going to have an escrow, and that's just like a secondary account where they're holding the actual property taxes and insurance. What Lab is asking, and what's called an escrow account. It's like a side saving account with doing that, and the mortgage company will take a portion. They have the principal, which is going to the home, the purchase of the home, the interest, which is the cost that you're paying to have that loan. And then you have the different insurances that be associated with it, and that might be your home insurance or the property taxes, what you're paying the particular county or municipality for, having your property there. Escrow account hold, typically that insurance and that property taxes in that account. And again, if the property taxes raise up each year, we all get that letter from a particular county that we in. If the property value increases, so will the property taxes. And if your mortgage company has allocated more than what the property tax insurance is, you will get a refund check back from your mortgage company. If your mortgage company has allocated less into the escrow account, you will have a deficit. And then you'll get a letter from the mortgage company. They say, look, do you want to pay the difference of that deficit, or your rent, or your mortgage will increase. You had that decision with doing it. That's, again, that's you have can decide from that. I would give a lot of thought to this because, I think that's a good question you asked that, Lab, only because I think people need to spend a little time thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? In regards to, hey, listen, this is something that we want to make sure that we're doing. What's that I wish for to kind of get their mess together? You're going to be wishing for a while.
they ain't going to get together.
No, hell no.
And what's that on? What they mess on? Property taxes?
Property taxes. I know in the city of Atlanta, my house in the city of Atlanta, I got, they had property tax and solid waste.
Oh, okay. So
solid waste bill, just
bill just messed up with that.
I mean, it's just, again, I mean, the price for it is you just got your cousins down there working.
Okay.
Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, you call it out.
Right.
Who this mother? You know what I'm saying? Maybe call Fulton County property tax. Wow. Listen, ma'am, I want to talk. Sir, what's your address, sir? Goddamn boom shika.
Auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie Sarah down there. Been there for 30 years.
Yeah. No, all the retired dancers from the Blue Flame. You know what I'm saying? All retired dancers from the Blue Flame. They done went to Massey Building College and learned how to type. And now they working
They went to Atlanta Technical.
Yeah.
Got their type.
Nah, they ain't going to Atlanta Technical. They went to that little business college about 6 months. Shit, and learn how to type, cut the computer on and type and print, do all that.
So you said their customer service is terrible.
Oh, man, shit. Man, and that's everywhere. Fulton, Clayton, the cab, all of them.
Yeah, the cab, because Rico Uncle came here and said he got a water bill. It was like $4,000. They was like, you ain't got to pay it. And then 2 months later, they was like, you need to pay that $4,000.
Man, I'm tell you, shit, I got that damn bill in Atlanta. City of Atlanta, they don't cut your water off.
Oh, okay.
So it accrues.
So it just keeps going.
And so, we're doing that. I had to change that because I used to have the tenants pay their water bill. But the damn tenants weren't paying it, and they were leaving that on the property. So I started getting the water, then, all this damn COVID stuff. Man, there's all kind of BS going. And when you call these folks trying to have a conversation, that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
We gonna say that for
they don't have these girls go through these damn programs. These girls that went out there, man. Hi, y'all. What's y'all want? They just...
And they put you on hold forever.
And they sitting there talking, girl, yeah, I'm going tonight. Yes, hello. This mother. Shit.
Here we go.
All thing they gotta do is people that sit up in Atlanta just call, just do some ghost calling. Man, it's horrible, man. Horrible. That's what the mail need to damn start at. Right. The damn customer service.
It might work.
Man, that shit, that's everywhere, man. Clayton County same damn way. What y'all want? Shit. Hoorah, hoot the mama. All of them in there, man. I'm like, oh shit, go gorilla. Let's go. So look, let me get back on track. So we done put them offers out for the crib and everything. For what we looking to do. The offers out there, hey, maybe put earnest money and they ready to go. Boom, we through the process. Man, okay, now we got to go through the whole inspection. Find out. From that point, keep in mind once the inspection is done, now we can sit here and say, well, hey, look, the house may have this, house may have that. We can have some kind of negotiation from now. Listen, don't let love make you blind. If you know it's going to be some things in that house, you can get some kind of what we call seller concessions. The seller concessions are pretty much things that you can have the seller, reduce the house or reduce the price or give you a cash reimbursement. Because you may just say, they may say, well, listen, we'll sell you the house, but if you go get some invoices from, a painter that's going to redo this, because if I'm selling this house and I'm selling it to you for $150,000, the inspector come through and find some things with it. Not necessarily, things that's going to get the loan, but it may be cosmetic stuff. You may say, well, look, I need some seller concessions. So you might have a painter go over there and say, listen, we're going to charge you $800 to paint the kitchen, or we may charge, not plumber, but just some things cosmetic. They put some new windows in. You may say, look, well, I already got this, to do that. They may give you up to $5,000 in seller's concessions. They can reduce the price, or they reimburse you. You provide those invoices. They'll cut you a check at closing to do that. I've done that before, where I've got them on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Where you like, okay, cool. This is what you're getting back. You're the purchaser. They gave you this amount of money. You can go do that. And from that point, you got the money. You can go get those things done. But those things you can kind of look at once you got the inspection done. So now we start looking at the other side. You closing. Make sure you got somebody to experience with you if you haven't been there before. Because, you got a closing attorney. Well, this is that. They laying all these damn big-ass booklet of papers. Sign this, sign right here, sign right there. Even if they tell you what the hell it is, you still don't know what the hell it is.
Right.
You don't know Arabic if you're not Arabic. You don't know French if you ain't French. And so they put all these damn papers. Well, this just for that. This for, okay.
And they just pushing it in your face.
And then your dumb ass sitting there looking at it like you really know what the hell you reading. All thing you see at the bottom is your name. Okay. Shit do say my name.
With that little tab to say sign here.
Yeah. Shit do say my name, right? Okay. But so that's why it's so important. So if they have some kind of agreement, some kind of whatever, you got somebody beside you, say hold on, and they like you looking at it, you hand it down. Then you go through that process 1, 2 more times. You're more comfortable with doing it. But you at least got somebody with you. They just, you can slide, man, what is that? Slide that paper over to them and say, well, listen, man, what you think, or whatever. They can do that, okay? Remember, this is a big damn commitment. I didn't know, I didn't mean to, they lied, would not fix it. There's no excuse for ignorance.
Lady Line Love said they practiced that. They practiced that, pushing that paper in front of you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. They here, sign right here, sign. They just going, look, they going through the damn paper like this. Sign right there. What the fuck is this? Like, you didn't give me top on.
You ain't gonna read to me?
Yeah, what the hell that is? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they looking at that clock like, shit, we got to close in another closing 30 minutes. We got to get up out of here. Oh, hell, I got to know what the hell going on.
Right.
Because we say again, if we don't close this right, you ain't going to get paid either. Everybody's getting paid contingent to this deal going through. Only person that guaranteed that got paid was what the problem inspectors and what's the appraisers, because they done did a task.
Right.
But everything else, for the most part, contingent to damn long going through, right? So look, man, take your time. Let nobody damn rush you in, and try to have somebody. If you not have somebody experienced with you, to help you look through everything, right? So we want to make sure we're doing that. Do not be naive. I can't stress it enough. There's no excuse for ignorance. So you got everything done, you got it going and stuff like that, and you close. You happy? Like I said, now we on social media. They got a picture of us holding our key and everything and stuff, and it's good. It's good. Congratulations.
Right.
Here's the deal too. There's some things we start talking about that first home, guys. Listen, I know how it is to be in your first crib and be proud of yourself. Don't be breaking your damn neck to have no housewarming party. Don't be breaking your neck to now go max out all these damn cars at rooms to go to put furniture in there. If you gotta walk the room and say, hello.
It's still yours.
Because it's empty as hell, it's yours.
Right.
You know you're gonna be in the damn house 15, 20 years.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with the shit being empty for a little while, or you doing it piece by piece. Why? Because it's your crib. You can take your time. I've seen so many times people that went through closing, they breaking their neck to furnish it. They already had furniture from the old house, but this is new. So we got to put new stuff in there. And now they maxing all these damn cars out. And you like, damn, man, they can't even enjoy the new house because they'll put themselves in a hole trying to just furnish it. Take your time. You about to say something?
Yeah. Blind Lady Love, you decided not to be a realtor? You said one time you wanted to be one. You decided not to. We could tell you wanted to be one. You had a lot of information too. So
I think being a realtor is cool if you
I had a realtor's license. Yeah. Me and my ex-wife had a realtor's license and a broker's license. We didn't do nothing with it, but we had it.
I think you really got to have a lot of hustle bustle with that because again, the initial phase is just you got so many people that are so iffy in regards to what they want to do with doing it. That's why I say a skilled realtor going to do a couple of vet questions to see you already because they ain't got time to waste.
Right.
Somebody's new, they may sit there and drive you around and then do that, and you can't do it. You got to have a system as a hustle bustle with doing it. And I think that's one of them fields. If you can go through them first 2 or 3 years and get your scars, you'll be okay.
Be okay.
With doing it because you don't got your system and everything together. But again, once you get that crib, take your time. My lady said it took her, unpack them boxes. And that's the thing about it, it's your crib. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Don't be such a rush to sit here and now it's time to do this and do that and all that kind of stuff and put yourself in any challenged financial position because, hey, I want to show everybody my new crib. Again, tonight's show we're talking about how to purchase your first home. But definitely, guys, I'm telling you, take your time. And most importantly, guys, listen, this is the most important part. Enjoy your crib.
Right.
You earned it.
It's yours.
Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it and feel good about it. I think if you kind of look at the steps we were talking about, because mathematically, again, pretty much, from the negotiating and cost and all this other kind of stuff, that's cool. But again, the math gonna be the math. At the end of the day, 150 at 3% over 20-year mortgage, plug and play the insurance and property taxes. The number gonna be the number. Right.
Ain't gonna be no.
It's gonna be a 30-year, 40-year, 20-year. That's the only thing gonna change it. But the number gonna be the number at the rate and the all they just plug and play. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you can negotiate a decent price, whatever rate they're gonna give you, you know what I'm saying? If you want to purchase more towards the rates, mathematically you gotta sit there and say if that gonna work for you doing it or just doing it. But once you start plugging in and you're getting those numbers, it is what it is, right?
That's right.
Shit, ain't no way around it. And I just think people just take your time, don't force it. Don't force it. And if you came in, I want to tell you guys, again, we talked about tonight, how to purchase your first home. If you came in later into the show, make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and just check out his video. Again, how to purchase your first home, we're doing it. Again, you're going to see tons of videos. Go to the bank and, you can get approved for this. Let me tell you something. Y'all listen to these damn people telling y'all to go, take your ass in this bank and get this $50,000 loan with your credit score. They're going to laugh your ass right out the bank. Man, have a conversation with people, find out what they can and can't do, and talk to several different people.
Right.
You really, you have to be in a certain position, and that's usually going to come with experience and knowing certain things where you can, be savvy enough to go in and know what you, going to have. They said, don't forget to mention down payment assistance programs. You don't have the money up front. Yeah, that's a good point. There are a lot of down payment assistance programs that are available to you for first-time home buyers, especially with doing that. Key caveat I want you guys to know, when you have down payment assistance programs, if you have a down payment assistance program, you cannot rent those homes out. If they find out that you want to go get you another home, or they find out that you want to do another purchase, they will, because usually what it is, they'll put a lien on the house for the down payment. They'll put a lien on the house with doing it, and if it's done, they'll ask for that stuff to be reimbursed. I just remember that happened with Crystal House.
Oh, okay.
How the hell they found out we went and got another damn house? I have no damn idea.
No idea.
But just understand that you are not supposed to rent those houses out.
Okay.
Or with doing it, and you look, they find out it's gonna be a problem. But definitely, you want to make another purchase or refinance it. You got to, cover that. But definitely, you get another home, purchase another home. That stuff need to be paid. And typically, if you can refinance it, and they'll cover up with doing it. But that's one of the funky things because we had to. It's funny that's coming up because we bought another home. Then we got a letter from the other house, and they were asking about that down payment assistance. We had to end up refinancing the first house to encompass that because it was like, listen, y'all got so many days
to get
to get this situated. Y'all done bought another damn house. We gave you that because typically I say you may have to live in us X amount of years before you can purchase a new home and refinance. That's usually what it is, that attachment. So be mindful of that. 5 years tops. No, it was longer than that. I mean, that may vary from place to place with the 5-year top, because it was longer. I think that was she was at a 10.
Okay.
And it's for program. And keep in mind, getting that from program to program. That's not. I don't want to halt nobody from not getting any kind of down payment assistance, but make sure that you know what the terms are with doing that.
Read that fine print.
Yeah, we're doing it because there's nothing wrong with getting it. But just understand, make sure you know the whole process. Well, we get into that, okay? Well, listen, y'all, man. I hope we gave out some good information. You guys had some great conversation. Lion Lady Love too. I appreciate all what you tuning in. You really helped the show with all your insight that you gave, and with everybody else with tuning in and stuff. I appreciate you tuning in. Again, guys, listen. We trying to get them 25,000 subscribers.
That's right.
We trying to get them 25,000 subscribers. So I need all you guys to have. If you have not, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Again, if you came in at any part of this show, you missed some parts. Listen, man. That I want you guys to make sure you go back to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get a notification.
Get that notification.
Yeah, tons of information. We got everything segregated for you. If it's for finance, if it's for grants, if it's for business, entrepreneurship, personal finance, everything's segregated in playlists. All the shows, everything's segregated. So you just got to go through it and lose yourself. But you can even go onto the YouTube channel, the search bar for the YouTube channel, on the YouTube channel. And if you want to look up mortgage or whatever, you'll see several videos, pop up and everything. So you don't have to get lost with that, with doing it. But I do want to tell everybody, man, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all tuning in and stuff like that. Got a busy weekend ahead of me and everything, and I'm glad you guys are, being safe and everything. And again, my condolences go out to Derica Glass and his family, man. And guys, listen, man, don't miss the opportunity to tell folks, or check on your friends or tell them you care about them and everything like that. Don't miss no opportunity to do that, guys, okay?
That's right.
All right. Be safe out there, y'all. Love y'all. Take care. And talk with you soon.
Bye.